Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I will be reviewing Chvrches' newest album, Love is Dead. Before we get started, I want to remind you that this is simply my opinion on the album, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more. Chvrches are back with their third album, and I've always been quite a fan of their music ever since their debut, and actually the review of their second album, Every Open Eye, was among my very first reviews on the channel, so that brings a lot of memories back. Now, many songs were released prior to this album, and I personally decided to just wait for the album to be out and not listen to anything, and just keep it all a surprise and just discover the album on the day it came out. And I have a lot of thoughts about this album, but I will start by saying that it is quite a lovely one that feels like a natural evolution for the band sound-wise. And it's getting a little bit more and more electronic this time, and sometimes I felt like I was listening to some retro electronic music, especially on songs like the opening track Graffiti or Deliverance. And what I like is that the band really manages to blend both retro and modern electronic melodies to create an album that still feels very much like a Chvrches album, while also really showing that they are taking their music a step forward once again. And like I said, it feels like this album has a very clear identity like the other Chvrches albums, while also continuing to make them one of the most exciting band out there. Sound-wise, I found this album to be quite linear. The flow is really smooth, and yet the album manages to avoid the filler songs components, and instead, while all the songs do share the same music genre, they all exist on their own, which is quite a difficult task to achieve sometimes, but on this album it really feels organic and fresh. As of now, I've only listened to the album 3 times, but I can definitely tell you that this album will continue to grow on me with time. And if you aren't completely convinced after one listen, I would recommend giving it another try and simply allowing it to grow on you and sink in. The ballad Really Gone is a welcomed, slowed down moment. It's towards the end of the album, and I feel like this song really allows us to breathe a little bit, as the rest of the album is pretty much a constant, non-stop dynamic ensemble. And this one, happening towards the end, really allowed me to take a moment to process everything. And even if the song itself, I found it to be quite simple, even the melody, but it happened at such a good time in the album that I really appreciated it a lot more. Overall, I found this album to be another solid entry into Chvrches' discography that not only as a whole is excellent, but also takes the band further in their career by having its own identity, even more defined this time, and still maintaining what made me love the band in the first place. And I definitely feel like, even if I like this a lot right now, with time I will like this album even more, and that is why I gave it 4 stars. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to tell me what you think of the album down below, and I'll see you next time.